So one step forward, and some would say several steps back when it comes to opposition unity in this country. How critical is it for the Congress to be able to somehow or the other reach out to parties like the Trinamool Congress? It certainly doesn't help that they seem to be on opposite sides of the political battlefield as far as these elections are concerned. We're looking at that today. Joining us, Deshrata Nigam, Muhammad Khan of the Congress, Mamata Banerjee, a Trinamool Congress supporter, and Smita Prakash, the editor of ANI as well. Thank you all very much for being with us. Mohammed, what was the point of Rahul Gandhi comparing Narendra Modi and Mamata Banerjee in the same breath, given the fact that it's almost inevitable that at some stage you would need her support if you want to try and form a government along with other opposition parties?
Is it inevitable, Vishnu? I hardly think so. Okay. There's still a lot of ground to cover between now and the 26th of May. I would say this. The first thing you must remember, Vishnu, is that our first loyalty, Rahulji's and the Congress parties, is to the people of India, to the people of Bengal, to the people of the rest of this country. So, Mamata ji, simply because she stands in opposition to the Prime Minister, doesn't mean that she's indemnified from questioning. We have the right to ask her about her record of governance, and that is what Rahul ji did. What have you done for farmers? What have you done for the people of Bengal? And these are legitimate questions. These are questions that anyone should be asked, right? And we welcome these sort of questions ourselves. We answer them on your debates on a daily basis. Now, I would simply say this. You would recall, Vishnu, that Mamata ji made it very clear that she wants to start a third front. And we always said, more power to her. She and Arvind Kejriwal were always on one side. And I would conclude by saying that I don't know why there seems to be this compulsion to impress upon the Congress to ally with the Trinamool, with the AAP, etc., when the truth is, हम सक्षम हैं, हम चुनाव लड़ते आ रहे हैं, हम जीतेंगे. And concludingly, I'd say Maharashtra, Jammu Kashmir, Bihar, all 4 of the South Indian states, we have stitched up all our alliances. I think we are far ahead of the curve.
All right, fair enough. Mamata Banerjee, what really has changed in the last 6 weeks? 6 weeks or so back, there was a meeting of several opposition parties at the residence of Sharad Pawar. Outside that, there was Rahul Gandhi as well, who was Rahul Gandhi was present at that stage with Sharad Pawar, and he was there with Mamata Banerjee in that same press meet. So, what exactly has changed in the equation between the Trinamool Congress and the Congress party in the last 6 weeks, when we see these leaders so completely divided on the battlefield, on the electoral battlefield?
So one thing we have always told, that we are always with the front, we are always with the federal front, and it is up to Congress who can actually answer that what has changed, because nothing from our stance has changed at all. And if you see that we have been continuing in the same argument that each and every state we are going to, the parties which are stronger, they will collaborate and ultimately want to form the government. So from our side, we have given examples like that TMC is strong in West Bengal, DMK is strong in Tamil Nadu. So we have given such examples that we should be actually collaborating across seats, and we should be forming a formidable opposition to BJP. And it's up to only Congress who can answer this question.
Smita Prakash,
and as far as the allegations are concerned about what Rahul ji has told, as far as the allegations are concerned, I can give you examples in each and every parameter, whether job, whether employment, whether social security. Those allegations are factually incorrect.
No, but one of the points, Abhishek,
so
which has been made, one of the points, Abhishek, that has been made by Rahul Gandhi is that the leader from that particular area is somebody who's crossed over. Mamata Banerjee, two-time parliamentarian, crossed over from the Congress to the Trinamool. So Rahul Gandhi has every right to be upset about that, saying, why are you poaching my leaders? I think a large part of what Rahul Gandhi did say in North Malda was associated with this.
Oh, sorry, there is some transmission problem. You have to repeat the question once more.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
The question I was asking was about Mamata Banerjee, the two-time parliamentarian, somebody who's been a Congress leader, has now crossed over to the Trinamool. So the point that Rahul Gandhi was mentioning is that it's very unfair that this should take place, hence his political attack on the Trinamool Congress and Mamata Banerjee. Is that not fair?
I think there is a transmission problem. Can you get back to me?
I'm so sorry. The technology fails us all the time. We'll come back to you in just a little while from now. Smita Prakash, let me ask you that. in terms of the remarks made by Rahul Gandhi, how would you, deny what a lot of people are saying? For example, the BJP is saying, the Trinamool is saying. What is the point in Rahul Gandhi taking on Mamata Banerjee in her bastion? How does it help the opposition? How does it help the Congress? They've not even got an alliance together with the left in place in West Bengal.
It's befuddling, actually, Vishnu, as to why he would attack Mamata Banerjee. As it is, they haven't, whatever the spokesperson might say on your show, that they have managed to stitch alliances. The fact is that there's this huge state in West Bengal, and if they are not able to stitch up an alliance with Mamata, who clearly is on an upswing, even though, to better the record that she has, 34 out of 42 is going to be tough. But even then, what can the Congress hope for? They had 4. Can they improve from 4? And especially when they are losing, as you just mentioned, they're losing their people to Trinamool at this stage. They're losing their people to BJP at this stage. So where are they hoping to get the seats? They're not even aligning with the left parties. The left parties, it's unbelievable that a party in 2004 had, I think, 35 seats and 50% of the vote share. And today it's literally obsolete. Even though they had this huge rally, that is not going to translate into votes, which even the left parties are admitting that it's not necessary that a hugely attended rally will result in vote, and that is why they wanted to ally with the Congress. But Rahul Gandhi goes out there, doesn't ally with the left parties, and then attacks Mamata there in her bastion, calling her literally a dictator who's not able to fulfill the promises that she's made. He drew a parallel between Modi and Mamata,
yes.
Something which is totally unacceptable, notwithstanding the fact that he didn't even attend the Gathbandhan rally, sent Mallikarjun Kharge out there and insult that Mamata is not easily going to forget or forgive.
Before I go across to Deshratan Nigam, Mohammed, would you like to respond to that? The fact that has Rahul Gandhi done enough in reaching out to leaders like Mamata Banerjee in this particular context? If you look besides this in the context of Delhi, there are all sorts of different versions about whether the Congress has done enough to reach out to the Aam Aadmi Party. You need these alliances. I think that's pretty simple arithmetic at this stage. Okay, let's be realistic.
Smita ji, let me answer your question thusly. First of all, you say that we need these alliances and it was foolish of us to spurn the hand of Mamata ji when she reaches out to us. But the truth is, she never reached out to us, did she? The first point I want to make to you is this wisdom, this electoral panditry that we see, especially around election times, is at best an educated guess. You remember in December, and I go back to this example because it's the most recent example, in the 3 states, all of you, without equivocation, were compelling us to ally with Sabha and Baspa in the 3 states. In fact, you give us no chance in Chhattisgarh. One of our leaders, Sandeep Ulke at that time, our working president, left us, crossed over to the BJP. And yet we won all 3. We trust in the wisdom of our workers. We trust in the wisdom of the people of Bengal and in these states. These decisions are taken by way of consensus, not by way of remote control.
Deshratan Nigam, as you look at the Congress trying to make its mark in West Bengal, what about the BJP? The fact is, this is one state where the BJP, despite its best efforts in the past, has been completely routed. We saw what your leaders have had to say about Rahul Gandhi and what he had to say about Mamata, but the fact of the matter is that the BJP is actually a fairly small player in West Bengal. Does the party recognize this?
See, look at the BJP is on the upswing there. There is no doubt about it, and the voter base of the Congress is shifting either to TMC or BJP. That is the kind of restlessness which is what the Congress is facing there, and it's for that reason. For the very fact of the survival of the Congress, you hear Rahul Gandhi in a state speaking against Mamata Banerjee. Otherwise, the entire vote bank, whatever little they have out there now, will shift. So it's a well calculated strategy when you speak against Mamata Banerjee in a state where you say you will contest against each other, but at the national level you will be trying to be together. That is why Mallikarjun Kharge attended that particular rally at Kolkata. And also, if you look at the BJP's voters, about the atrocities which are going on the BJP voters, the kind of lathi charge that is going on, look at the panchayat elections where 90% of the seat went uncontested when people were not even allowed to fill their nominations. That is the kind of state. Now, if BJP voters, if Election Commission is able to do its job, which it is required to do, and BJP voters come out and vote, I am sure Mamata Banerjee is in big trouble for this Lok Sabha election.
Abhishek Bagchi, can you hear me now?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
No, again it is breaking now.
All right, sorry. We'll try and come back to you in a little while from now. Smita, let me go back to you. You know, on the one hand, we can argue that the Congress hasn't done enough in terms of alliances early enough. Yes, they have stitched together a few in the last couple of days. But the fact of the matter is they have actually agreed to fight in a lower number of seats than they have in the past in the states where they have stitched up an alliance. So is this not a sign of the Congress being pragmatic and understanding that there's a lot more to give if they want a give and take in a post-electoral context for a Mahagathbandhan? Hasn't this been a wise step?
I guess if you're thinking in terms of opposition as a homogeneous one, you know, the Gathbandhan doesn't exist anymore with Mayawati and SP going their way, and the other political parties also just kind of, you know, with the AAP or the others, just kind of saying that, okay, let's forget it. It's too late now to stitch up an alliance with anybody. Let's now wait for a post-election scenario and then forming. So, you know, there's no single message, you know, unlike when in the rally that they had all talked about that we will have one message, and that is that there, you know, the secular vote has to be put together against the BJP. There is no secular vote as such anymore. That doesn't exist. In every state, there the issue is changing. In every state, the messaging is changing. In UP, Priyanka Gandhi is talking about Samvidhan Sankat mein hai, you know, constitutional crisis. In another state, they're talking about the institutions are in crisis. In some states, it's going to be farmer distress. So there is no one messaging. There is no one goal. It's not even going to be get rid of BJP or get rid of the Modi Amit Shah combined. So, you know, the grand scheme which Arun Shourie, Yashwant Sinha had put into place, which was set aside your political ambitions and have just one goal, and which is to defeat BJP, that is not working out. That might work out a post-election scenario if they were to get together and then form some kind of a
pushing it very much to the 11th hour.
Gathbandhan. But right now there doesn't seem to be any cohesive entity fighting the BJP.
Mohammed, would you respond to that?
Yeah.
And you know, also the fact that in the last couple of weeks, the last 3 or 4 weeks, the entire buzz which was associated with the opposition, certainly the Congress party, that seems to have disappeared. We hear far less about the Congress in the last couple of weeks, particularly post Pulwama, post Balakot, than we heard earlier on. Has the narrative started to escape you?
Nahi, Vishnu, I disagree with that. But let me answer Smitaji first. Smitaji, I actually agree with you that the messaging varies as we travel across the country. And I think that is essentially a very, very good thing. You have 29 different states, and the people of those states have different opinions, have different items that they are concerned about. To give you examples, the people of Maharashtra are particularly affected by farmers' distress. The people of Andhra Pradesh feel betrayed by the fact that the BJP did not give them the special status that was promised. The people of the Northeast feel strongly about the Citizenship Amendment Bill. The people of Rajasthan have different concerns. So again, you're right, the messaging has to be tailored individually to meet the needs of the voter. And I think that's a good thing, and I think the Congress is very adept at that. The second thing is, Vishnu, don't be taken in by this propaganda machinery of the BJPs, which they do very well. They're going to try and convince you that Pulwama and Balakot, and I think it's disgraceful that they do politics on the memory of these 40 brave soldiers. They're going to try and convince you this is the narrative. But I'll give you, and I'll conclude on this note, I was on a debate a couple of days ago, and they had crowdsourced opinions from people across the country. You'd be surprised, despite the fact that the channel was asking them leading questions and hoping for a particular answer, many of them spoke about the economic situation. People are losing jobs. People aren't getting jobs. Secularism to baad mein baat karenge. Pehle to naukri nahi hai, paise nahi loge ghar mein khana khane ke liye. That is what's going to take this government down.
Okay, Deshrata Nigam, last word to you. If we just try and come back to the entire issue of alliances, we were looking at West Bengal in that context. You know, the Congress has stitched together its alliance in Bihar, in Maharashtra, in Karnataka. It's sorted out its issues with the JDS. In Jharkhand, it's figured out where it's going. In Tamil Nadu, it seems sorted. Jammu and Kashmir as well. There'll be friendly fights which are taking place. And there are signs that even in Delhi, it might just be sorted out. Is this not something that seriously worries the BJP at this stage? That yes, it's come late, but the Congress and its allies seem to be picking up steam, at least in terms of forming the alliances themselves.
Let me first respond to Muhammad Khan that about jobs. There are CII report, NESCOM reports and various other reports which say job growths are taking place. Annual survey of industries also say that. I'll leave it at that. Now let us come to these alliances. The past experience of SP and RJD, one in UP and one in Bihar, is that when they are in alliance with Congress, it is the SP and the RJD that suffers. And let me tell you, even these alliances will bring down the other parties down. There may be some kind of a gain, but overall the alliance will go down. That is the past experience that has shown us. That is for that reason SP, BSP did not take Congress on the same board. BJP has stitched its alliance long time back, much before. And they had organized everything. These last minute, are the games of survival. These alliances is only for survival, to protect your own vote banks, that they do not go anywhere. They are not going to convert them into seats. That is what the message is loud and clear on the ground.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, go ahead, Mohammed.
Deshrathan Saab, coming to facts. The Sardar Patel statue was constructed and employees have not been paid for the last 3 months. BSNL employees, as per a news report, have not been paid.
A leading 5 days
I'll
back
give you
the
another.
salary is paid.
Yes, but delayed. Why was it delayed? Now
Yes,
come to
delayed.
the third
Yes,
example.
delayed. Yes.
A leading online shopping channel has laid off 800
Okay.
employees. There are several of these examples.
All right,
which you are
Mohammed
ignoring.
and Mr.
And
Kejriwal,
propaganda
we can
will
we
not
started
change
on
that.
something, we
This is
went
propaganda
somewhere else, and we
will
went
not
into a
change
that.
discussion.
This is
Ended up in a
I
third
can
place.
give you-
जितना झंडा को
Let's wrap this up.
Data,
I think what we were looking at,
लीजिए मगर
Mohammed, Deshrathan, Nigam sir, both of you, we started somewhere, we ended up somewhere completely different. I think the question we were asking about the strategy of the Congress party in West Bengal, whether it's important in terms of a post-electoral, post-election sort of tie-up with the Trinamool, if at all that is possible, given the election rhetoric which we've seen from Rahul Gandhi. I'd like to thank all of you and Smita very much for joining us. Abhishek Bakshi, sorry we couldn't get back to you. The line was still bad.